10. In today's clipping, we are going to discuss about the marginal cost and the average cost. The marginal cost and the average cost concepts, they are very important to a production unit because it is based on the per unit cost of production and also the additional cost that is going to be incurred in the production process, that the entire production will be planned. Yes. Now, in the previous clipping, you have already understood the behavior of the total cost, total variable cost and the total fixed cost in the short run. Right? Now, marginal cost and average cost, how are they important? How are they important? Why are they important? And how do they behave in the short run? This is what we are going to understand today. Right? Marginal cost, again, is a very familiar, should be a very familiar concept to you after the marginal product and marginal unit and all such terms. Right? Now, in the process of production, when there is going to be more and more output planned, and the units of production are going to increase one after the other, due to that additional output that is going to be produced, what is the additional cost that's going to be incurred? Every unit that is going to be produced is going to cost. Every unit that is going to be produced is going to cost. Is that cost worthwhile? After all, what is the objective in the production for the entrepreneur? To at least break even, or better, to earn some amount of profit. So there will always be a cost benefit analysis, right? If every additional unit that is produced is going to result in some additional cost, is it worthwhile undertaking that unit of production? The producer has to definitely analyze that. I'm going to produce one more unit. I'm going to incur some more cost. Will that be worthwhile? Will that investment be worthwhile? Will I get a return to cover that up? Fine. So, to undertake this cost benefit analysis, it's very much important that the per unit cost of production and the additional cost is going to be understood very thoroughly in the process of production. Right? So, you have understood that the total cost that's incurred, the total cost that's going to be incurred, right, is going to be a combination of implicit and explicit costs. It's going to be a combination of variable costs and the fixed costs and so on. So, to produce one more unit of output, what is the additional cost, or what am I talking about? I am talking about the marginal cost. So, marginal cost refers to the change in the total cost due to the change in the unit of output that is produced. In case more and more has to be produced due to the increased production, what is going to be the increased additional cost? Change in the TC due to change in the output. And that is in case the output is going to increase by large doses. If the output is going to increase one after the other, then the marginal cost can be calculated as, in case we are finding out the MC of the nth unit, fine, it can be understood as the total cost of the nth unit minus the total cost of the n minus 1th unit. Yes, MCN, right, will be TCN minus 1. That is, in case the output is going to be increased by one more unit of, then what will be the additional cost incurred is what is a marginal cost, right? Then what is the per unit cost or the average cost? Average cost can be expressed as TC by Q. TC by Q, that is the average or the per unit cost of production, right? Why is per unit cost of production very important out there? To produce every unit of output, what is the cost that is incurred? Why? Why should you know that? It is very, very helpful probably to fix up the price. If to produce one single unit of output, this is the cost, then what should be the price that is to be fixed up so that the cost benefit analysis can be done, whether there is a profit or a break even or a loss that's going to be incurred due to the production will be understood by the entrepreneur. So, if every unit is going to be produced at a certain cost, then what ideally should be the price of that unit of output that is to be sold in the market can be understood. Right? So, for pricing theory, it's very important that the average cost is understood by the entrepreneur. And average cost is nothing but the per unit cost of production. Right? And in case production is to be increased, then till what extent the production can be increased? Yeah, because every additional unit that is going to be produced will result in additional cost. So whether it is worthwhile undertaking that addition in the production, that has to be assessed. That is why marginal cost is understood, because marginal cost is the additional cost of production due to that one more additional unit of output that is produced. Yes? So that is the marginal cost and the average cost concept. Fine? Now you understood that both are derived basically from the total cost, and the total cost behavior has been given to you in the previous session, right? So from the known, let's move on to derive the two unknown out here. So what are we going to have? We are going to have the level of output, and then we are going to have the total cost. From there, we would move on to calculate the marginal cost and also the average cost. Alright? Yes? At zero level of output, what will be the total cost? What will be the total cost? Total cost will be very much present, isn't it? You have understood the total cost to be summation of the total variable cost and the total fixed cost. And due to the presence of the fixed cost, at zero level of output, the total cost will very much be some positive amount. Alright? Yes? So let's understand maybe the total cost is 10. Fine? Right? Marginal cost at that particular level cannot be understood. Right? Cannot be calculated. Why? Marginal cost is change in the total cost, or it is TCN minus 1. Now before this level, production was undertaken. Even this is a zero level production, isn't it? So we do not know how to we cannot calculate this level of marginal cost. So just put a dash out there. Fine. The AC is understood as TC divided by Q. So that is going to be 10 divided by 0. So that will be ideally infinity. Okay. Now the first unit of output is going to be produced. What about the total cost? Let's say the total cost is going to be 28. Fine. If total cost is going to be 28, then the change, see what's happening? The level of output is increasing by 1 unit, and then the total cost is increasing from the first to the next level by a certain amount. So what is the change over here? The change in the total cost divided by the change in the level of output. So in this case, it is going to be 18 divided by 1. Yes? So it would be 18. Alright? Yeah? Then to produce the next level of output, again, there is going to be some amount of total cost incurred, right? So let's say that is going to be 33. Fine? Yeah? So what is the change here? The change is by 5. and here the change is by 1, right? So this is going to be 5 by 1 and that's going to be 5. Alright? Yeah? Then let us say again this is going to increase by 5 units to reach on to the next level of output. To reach on to the next level of output, let's say the total cost that's incurred, it's incurred at a constant rate. Fine? So the change is going to be say 42. Right? Once more, it's going to be 5 by 1 and that is going to be 5. Alright. Now, after this, to attain the next unit of output, till here, let's say the firm was having increasing returns to factor. The firm was enjoying increasing returns to factor. So the total cost was increasing at a decreasing rate. Fine? The total cost increasing at a decreasing rate is what is understood through this MC behavior. After all, what is MC? The rate of change of the TC. Marginal cost can also be understood as the rate of change of the total cost. So you see that MC is actually falling. 18, 5 and then it's becoming constant. Now after this, let's say the firm might start having decreasing returns, negative returns and so on. So that means the total cost is going to increase at an increasing rate. Yes, the total cost is going to increase at an increasing rate. Fine. So let's say it's going to increase by 10. It's going to increase by 10. Then let's say this is going to be 52. So what is the change in the total cost? 10. Right? What is the change in the level of output? That is 1. Fine. So 10 by 1, that is going to be 10. Right? Then what? To again reach on to the next level of output, right? The marginal cost will still become higher, indicating that the TC is going to continuously now increase at an increasing rate. Let's say maybe this is going to increase by 20. So this is going to be 52 plus 20, 72. Right? What is the change here? By 20 units. The change over here is by 1 unit. So 20 by 1 and that is going to be 20. Yes? So what do we see? The marginal cost, it is falling, becoming sort of constant and then it is going to increase. Fine? Indicating that the firm is in the short run, right? It is showing an increasing returns to factor and a decreasing returns to factor. So this behavior of the marginal cost falling, becoming constant, increasing, what's the reason? Again, the reason is the LVP. It is because of the law of variable proportions that the marginal cost is initially going to fall, become constant and then start increasing. Okay, right? Now, what about the average cost? Average cost can be understood as the total cost divided by the level of output. Yes? So, at the 0 level of output, it would be 10 divided by 0. So, that's got to be infinity. After that, as the output starts increasing, the total cost is behaving in such a fashion. So, let's check out the AC. Fine. So, AC at the next level will be 28 by 1. Yes, 28 by 1. So, that will be 28. And then 33 by 2. Right? 33 divided by 2. How much will that be? 1 and then 6.5. 16.5. Is it? Yeah. Then, as the output is going to increase the third level, the total cost has gone up from 33 to 42. Right? So, that would be 42 divided by 3. So, how much will that be? 1 and then that would be 14. Right? What are you seeing here? AC is also falling. Right? 28, 16.5 and then 14, right? MC is also falling and then later on it increases, right? AC, what about the average cost? AC also is falling as the output is increasing one after the other, right? Then after that, let's check out the next level. The next level, we see that the total cost has gone up to 52 and the output is 4. So the average cost, which is TC by Q, will be 52 by 4. So what will that be? 13. Average cost is still falling, right? Then what about the next level? Next level, it will be 72 by 5. Fine? How much will that be? How much will that be? 1, and then it's going to be 2, 22. So 22 will be, yes, that will be 4. 14 point, how much? 4, is it? See, it starts increasing. If you continue on, what do you understand? The total cost, it is increasing at a decreasing rate and then at a constant rate, and then it is going to increase at an increasing rate. So it is this behavior which is going to affect the marginal cost and the average cost. Both the marginal and the average cost will initially fall and then it will start increasing. And as usual, the marginals are fast to fall or to increase. You see that? 18, 5, 10, 20. Very quick to fall and very quick to increase. Whereas the average is much more stable. Now come on, you understood already the reason. MC, that is dependent upon just one additional unit or few units that is going to increase and thereby the additional cost. But AC is a per unit cost. It's dependent on all the units, right? TC by Q. So all the units or it's the average. So that's why it's much more stable, isn't it? Right? So you see, there is a stable fall and then a stable increase, right? So if we try and show this, through a diagram, how will we be able to show? So cost can be measured along the y-axis and the level of output can be measured along the x-axis. Alright, and the average cost curve, will be a U-shaped curve and the marginal cost curve, right, it will fall and then it will increase and it will cut the average cost at the average cost minimum point. Fine? Yeah? So this is how the average and the marginal cost will be. Basically, the marginal cost and the average cost curve, both of them, they are derived from the total cost. MC is TCN minus 1 and AC is nothing but the total cost divided by the output, or it's the per unit cost of production. Fine? And both of them, they fall and then they increase. While the marginal cost is very quick to fall and very quick to increase, the average cost, it falls very steadily and it increases very steadily. Right? Okay? And it would be the increasing portion of the marginal cost which will cut the average cost at average cost minimum. Right? You see that? While the costs are falling, MC falls very fast and even before the average cost could start increasing, look at this portion, I am talking about this portion, right? I am talking about this portion. See, MC has become minimum and it is a rising portion of the MC which is going to cut the AC at AC's minimum point and MC will continue to increase. Fine? And that will ultimately pull up even the average cost. Fine? Yes? average cost, it is falling, becomes minimum, and at the minimum point of the average cost, the MC will be cutting the average cost. MC will continue to increase and will still increase faster. That is why you see that MC is found to the left of the AC curve, or MC will lie above the AC curve while the costs are increasing. After the intersection of the MC and the AC, the AC will be pulled up by the increasing MC. Fine? Right? Let me repeat. The MC will be fast to decrease and very quick to increase, and the increasing portion of the marginal cost, it will cut the average cost curve at the minimum point of the AC, and after the intersection of the AC and the MC, the MC, increasing MC, will pull up the AC also. Fine? Right? And AC will look more or less like a U-shaped curve to indicate that it is falling and increasing at a very stable rate. MC will look more like a tick, right? Very quick to fall and then very quick to increase. So this is how the marginal cost and the average cost curves will look in the short run. Right? Now, how AC is derived from the total cost you have understood. There is yet another way to understand the behavior of the average cost. That we will take it up in the next clipping. Right? Namaste.